The history and future of Counter-Strike has been irreversibly changed. The stats, our frame of reference, everything we know about Counter-Strike has been proven to be incomplete, unfit for describing the monster that has been unleashed upon Counter-Strike. Nobody has ever been this good. Full stop. Certainly, nobody has ever been this good in their debut at a big event. They called Overwatch the Counter-Strike killer. No, don't laugh. Why is that funny? They called Valorant the Counter-Strike killer. They've called all sorts of games the Counter-Strike killer. Hell, Valve called Counter-Strike 2 the CSGO killer. But truly, nothing has ever made CS look this silly before. Nothing has ever changed Counter-Strike's face the way the Beast has. Nothing has ever completely destroyed years and years of history in one fell swoop. There is only one Counter-Strike killer, and he should be known simply as Donk. There are no superlatives left to describe what we witnessed in Katowice. Every single positive adjective you can imagine has been thrown at this grinning boy. Everything you could think to say about what he can do, about what he did, about what he can do, has already been said. But let's just talk about how unprecedented what Donk has just done is. A 1.70 rating with 110 ADR and 1.11 kills per round over the event. A multi-kill more than once every 3 rounds. A 1.80 KD ratio. Donk was averaging 38.1 more damage per round than he was taking. For reference, m0NESY was second with just over half of that at 19.8. Donk got the opening kill in a quarter of the rounds he played in Poland, with a 2.68 opening kill ratio. Fucking hell. There's only a few events that come even close to this. Simple picked up 2 1.5 plus events in Marseille 2018 and Cologne 2021, which is still short of Donk's rating and, well, everything else that Donk did. Just think about how insane that is for a start. Simple has never done this. Saiwu put up a 1.53 at Epicenter with a pitiful 97.3 ADR and 0.96 kills per round. He did match Donk's KD ratio though, with far fewer opening kill attempts. This is getting silly. The closest anyone has ever come to Donk, again, a teenager at his first big event, is peak NiKo at ESL 1 New York 2017, and if you remember that event, you know how obscene what I'm saying is. NiKo picked up a 1.70 rating with a, and I'm not fucking with you here, 2.42 KD ratio over the event and a 3.12 opening kill ratio. And yet Donk still beats him out on ADR and kills per round. NiKo collected just 0.99 kills per round at 103.2 ADR, compared to Donk's 1.11 kills per round and 110 ADR. NiKo also did it over fewer rounds, having only played 7 maps. That we can even compare Donk to that is astounding. That you can easily argue it was better defies description. Especially as NiKo did it mostly against NA teams. So what's next? It's kinda hard to say. It seems so obvious that Donk is, at this moment, the best player in the world, no arguments. We just won't hear them. The next step is total world domination. Major, Cologne, a second major, everything. It seems insane to talk like this about a player and a team who have just won their first event. But if we go back to that NiKo in New York thing, that seemed like what would happen for FaZe. But only their grand final demons stopped them. Donk has played one big event, and the only thing we can say about his future is whether or not he can create an era with team spirit. In this team, he has the support structure to keep up this insanity, and in his hands he has the Midas touch. That we can discuss whether he can create an era after one event, straight-faced, is testament to just how incredibly dominant he was. It's not just the numbers, it's not just the stats, it's how he did it, the fear he instilled in the opposition. It's the fact that he got even better when the lights were brightest. It is unfiltered aggression, the arrogance of youth, the fact that he just didn't have an off game. The only thing that could stop him would have been his choking, but he's shown no signs of that. He is just the chosen one. How does one play like Donk? Well, the simple answer is you can't. The things he does to top tier opposition isn't feasible or possible for mortals like us. He takes and wins unfavourable fights more often than Jerry from Tom and Jerry. You can watch his demos and yeah, you will learn something, but you can't teach his innate ability. You can copy everything he does, but you can't copy the way he does it. It'd be like studying Damian Lillard to learn how to shoot from half court, or Virat Kohli to learn how to bat, or Darwin Núñez on how to hit the post. Unless you have it, you just can't be that good. Oh, and if you want a preview of what Donk vs Simple might look like, it turns out they played each other on Face It the other day, and yeah, Donk might just be the best player in the world. Is Donk destined to be the greatest ever? It's a tough question. None of us can tell the future, and if you asked it a year ago, you would have been told 0 out of 8 bait, try harder on the HLTV forums. What we do know is that if Donk doesn't get any better than he currently is, and plateaus at this level forever, then yes, he will already be the best player ever to touch the game. Which is an absolutely ridiculous thing to say, because again, he was born in 2007. He is younger than the PS3 and the song Grace Kelly by Mika. He's 17 years old and has played one big event. But what we said is still entirely true. His first event is as good as Nico's best and better than Simple or ZywOo's. If he just maintains this level, he will retire as the GOAT. Never mind if he, God forbid, gets any better. Well, at least until some other teenager comes out of Denmark with the same aimbot tier mechanics combined with a knowledge of all the perverted angles only Danish Face It players know, and brings back Pika Stralis Grenades Deluxe Edition. Honestly, we had to play against some Danes in Face It yesterday, and we don't want to talk about it, but we do think they could beat Donk. Anyway, there's still a lot that could change the course of Donk's career. Maybe he gets bored of winning. Maybe he joins TSM for a salary that would make Neymar wins. Maybe he gets found out. Maybe he switches to Valorant. We just don't know. Nobody thought Simple would ever stop winning. Nobody thought ZywOo would be overtaken by a kid in his rookie year. Nobody thought Pika Stralis would ever lose. Donk is the best player in the world. Whether or not that continues is a story yet to be written, but we will definitely be along for the ride. Will Donk retire as the greatest ever? Let us know down below.